There's been a tremendous amount of tech money and VC money, poured into the industry of the restaurants. And it became, with the sort of death of retail, now landlords are dying for restaurants. And so there are 5 salad restaurants and 50 burger guys and tons of taco guys. And it's a land grab, right? And there's a lot of people trying to skin the cat by actually not having any restaurants, right? Munchery, Maple, a lot of restaurants. And
where people just order online, there's some sort of commissary somewhere, and the food is delivered.
Faceless restaurants. And we're a little bit old school. We think this is an operations business. This is a customer-first business. This is a food business. And so we operate we have a huge culinary team, huge operations team, and we're super lean everywhere else. We had a restaurant for 2.5 years before we had a second restaurant. And we worked. Colin, my partner, was the first salad man because he was better and faster and neater than I was at it. And I did sandwiches where you can be a little bit more sloppy. And we did it forever. And we answered the phone for delivery. There really wasn't. It was that old cliche of working every single part of the business, but it mattered. We have 10 of the original 15 guys from the first store are still with us, and many of them participate in the profits of the restaurants they run. So that matters. One of the overriding principles that I've learned from our CEO, Nick, who's been the CEO for 11 years.
And where'd he come from?
Cozy. He had been at Cozy, and he was a customer. And our line had gone out the door past the Cozy door. And he was kind of cool. And then he left Cozy, and he said, "You guys are doing everything right. I'll just tell you everything not to do between 3 and 30 restaurants. I know everything we should not do."
So how many restaurants did you have at that point?
3.
Okay.
And we had a color printer. And this was actually one of the best business lessons I ever. And so he said, "The first thing we have to do is get rid of this color printer." And I was like, "This is insane. We have to see if the graphics look good. We're trying these cool new T-shirts, whatever." And he was like, "Color printer, color toner? You think you can afford color toner? You think a restaurant can afford color toner?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "No, you can't afford color toner." And so we've never had a color printer at Chopt. In general, we like older, really experienced operators who have been around the business since they worked at Ground Round or some restaurant that's now defunct. We like guys who really have been through all the trends and stay calm. When we interview people, it's like 12, 13 interviews. I mean, David, who runs our marketing, is way overqualified, and he had to interview 13 times.
He's the one you hired from KFC?
Yeah, and so we like experience. Optimists are really good. I think entrepreneurship, you need optimism. I'm not an optimist, and I know how important it is. And all my partners have been, and all people, and I think you would not be anywhere with a house full of pessimists, in the restaurant business, and people that we generally would want to have dinner with. That sort of Danny Meyer thing of like, I want to hire people that I want to hang out with, and I think curious people. I think our greatest success with hiring has been people who are just curious about things other than the restaurant business too.